Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Kevin Jones and this is the Beginning Hunter video series here on YouTube. My goal with this program is to educate you and inform you on everything that you're going to need to know about becoming a new hunter. Today with me is John Thomas, my father-in-law. I've been hunting with him for
7 years?
7? Yeah, this will be like our 8th year hunting together. He's actually
7 or 8 years.
He got me into bow hunting. Back when I was a rifle hunter, back in my young squire days.
Oh, way back in the day.
Yeah, which was a Thursday. So yeah, he was the one who got me into it. I remember going to his house in, what was the old address? It was over on Stark Street in Portland.
89th.
89th and Stark Street in Portland. I was in Portland.
The hood.
And he had a bow, and he's like, oh, you should go shoot this in my backyard. And I'm like,
don't shoot through the fence.
yeah, which was scary. I couldn't even pull the bow back. But 8 years later now, we're still hunting together, still having a good time. So John's going to be joining me today, and we're going to be discussing a few of the things that you can do that would actually increase your odds of getting access to private land. So there's a couple things that John and I have found to be pretty useful. Where we go hunting, it is in the middle of nowhere. There is nobody else around, and some of the people that we asked permission to hunt are, how's that one guy, like 90? 85? Yeah, he lives there by himself. So there's a few things, and he's just one of the many people that we ask. Typically, why don't you explain to him what we typically do when we go to Orvis's house?
A lot of yelling.
There's a lot of yelling because he can't hear.
He's old. Old as the property he owns.
He's really old. He's one of the nicest guys, though. But when we typically go up there, we pull up in either his truck or my truck, and we park it a little bit further away from his house, and only one of us hop out. Because we want to make it, I guess, not as intimidating to Orvis when we go and knock on his door.
People that live up there, they don't get a lot of visitors.
Yeah, it's like we're probably like the one. I mean, if they do get visitors, it's like they get one visitor.
The occasional relative.
Yeah, like your sister or his brother or somebody might go up to visit. Certainly not people knocking on the door. But that's what we do. So Orvis, in this case, he owns a lot of land that we would love to hunt. Every year we go up there, we're like, oh man, if we could just get this chunk of land up top. And we know that it's Orvis's because we use OnX Hunt, and we've done our homework, and we know who owns everything. So when we go up there, we have in mind, hey, Orvis, we would like to hunt this section over here to the north or to the south.
Well, I don't know.
And he gives that he's not quick to respond. So first things first, take your time. Don't rush into it. You don't want to potentially jeopardize them saying yes because I just want to get out and hunt. And I don't really have time to sit there and talk to Orvis for 20 minutes while he's mulling it over and thinking about it.
I think it took longer than that last time. It was about 35 minutes.
He's sitting in the car or in the truck waiting for me.
I can hear every word.
He's just taking a nap. So yeah, don't rush into it. This first thing. I guess point 2 is know where you're asking to hunt. If you just go up there and say, "Can I hunt your land?" They might have multiple swatches of land that they might. Well, which land are you talking about? So do your research with OnX.
Several years we tried to get that upper piece.
Yeah,
didn't pan out.
Yeah, because we went in, we're
saving
like,
that for the big hunters that want to pay money for
that'll
those.
actually pay. Exactly. So know what land you're asking to hunt. Third thing, do everything you can to not intimidate them. Again, these people are up there by themselves. So I always hunt with a sidearm. So do you. And it's one of those things.
That's not a good thing. 2 guys packing heat on your head coming to your door, and you don't get a lot of visitors.
Just don't do it. It's bad news written all over the board.
A lot of those landowners are second, third generation landowners. You don't want to go up there and you'll have the whole family from the county over.
Yep, exactly.
Showing up.
to come save them because a guy decides to walk up with his handgun on his hip. But just a good rule of thumb, something that we've always followed. Some people would prefer to always carry. That's fine. If you do decide to carry, just make sure they can't see it. Just if you have concealed weapon permit, concealed carry, just cover it up. Just do yourself a favor. Leave it in the truck. And if you do decide to approach somebody, use what I call the grandma analogy, right? So picture yourself having your grandma up in the middle of nowhere in Oregon, right? Would you want these guys going up and harassing your grandma and being mean and being jerks? No, absolutely not. So talk to these people like you would somebody who you really like and somebody who you love. Just genuinely be respectful.
I'm from the city.
Don't do that.
Can I hunt on your land?
Don't do that. That is nose. Hard nose.
Try to look
all
as
around.
respectable as you can.
Yeah.
Zip it up a little bit. Try
Just
to look
be nice.
professional. Be courteous.
Don't look like a dirtbag, right? One last thing. So say all this goes good, and you do get your permission to hunt, and you say thank you, and you do all the things, you handshakes, and obviously you're going to need to know where you're hunting, and maybe they might let you hunt Section A but not Section B. Just have that conversation with them. But if you are granted access, just be a good steward of the land. Make sure that you're going out there and you're treating it as good as you told them you were going to. That includes closing gates. So if they have cattle running around, make sure you don't let them out. Close your gates. If they are
There's
closed.
a situation we had up there at one point. It could have got very, very bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we didn't have permission to be up there, but it was public land, as far as I know, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And people come rolling up with guns on a quad.
Yeah.
We talked our way out of that, but that could have been bad.
That one could have been really bad.
And another thing you said, leave the land the way you find it. That includes going to the bathroom on land.
Yeah.
Leaving your evidence behind.
Yeah. Dig a hole, cover it up. If you got to take a number 2, just take care of it.
If you find an old 57 Chev,
leave it alone.
just leave it alone. Don't use that as your restroom.
Don't do it. And then, also one thing that will really help you for continued access in the future is if you find trash that it's not even yours, but if you find a bunch of trash that's just scattered on their land when you're out hunting, just throw it in your pack. Just carry it out. And then that way, when you leave, you can even stop by and be like, hey, I took care of some trash that I found on your land. And I held it out. It wasn't mine. I just saw it there. Don't know how it got there, but I went ahead and helped out. So thanks. So once you actually get the access to the land, try to maintain that relationship so that you can go up there from years to come. Next year, find something that you remember. Take a little note when you leave, like, oh, I just hunted John's land, and John really likes whiskey, or John loves Garth Brooks, or whatever. John loves Loophole. Maybe bring something back. Maybe buy a Loophole hat and bring it with you and be like, hey, John, it's been a year. How you been? Haven't talked to you in a while. Thanks for answering my phone call last week when I was, trying to come back and maybe hunt. I remember you like Loophole optics. Here you go. Here's a hat. Just little things like that. That'll really help. You don't like
away my hat.
Not that one. We'll get them different ones.
Kind of repeat customers, too. They get to know your face.
Yeah.
You've been up there a lot of years.
Yeah.
That helps, too.
So just don't change your face. Don't grow beards.
Change your face.
Don't grow beards like that.
Right.
So that was it for this one. If this was helpful to you, if you find value in this, do us a big favor, like the video. If it was that good, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. What that does for guys like us is it gets us out in front of more hunters. And if this was helpful to you, odds are it will be helpful to someone else in your shoes as well. So until next time, guys, anything else?
I just keep looking at my gray.
You gotta cover it
Shows up real good.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks.